Xavier back again?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, does Mason seem like he's starting to figure out some of the other things that aren't related to just catching, shooting, and scoring?
No question. I thought, he went into the game, it changed the game. A couple of the hustle plays that he made were incredible. Had Art not been playing so well the second half, I would have went back to him certainly. But Mason's made really good progress. I thought the game at Butler, he impacted the game in a really positive way, made winning plays without making shots. And early in the season, he was either making shots or missing shots and wasn't getting a lot else done. So I'm really proud of his development.
You mentioned the Butler game maybe earlier to us. What do you think is the key for him to be able to make an impact without scoring? What do you think he figures out, or players figure out once that starts happening?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing with him, because he's quiet by nature, he's got to talk. Especially defensively, he's got to have a voice back there because a lot of times the guy he's guarding could be involved in ball screens, and then just make those extra effort plays like you saw the other night. He's a great vertical athlete, so he can get in and make a difference on the offensive and defensive glass. And as you saw against Xavier, he dove on the floor and laid himself out a few times trying to get the basketball for his team.
Obviously, you guys don't want the other night to be your peak of the season, but how much do you sense yourself maybe down the line referring back to that game and referring back to that film is what you want to see?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you break down every game after the game and you watch some film with the guys, which we'll do today. And you pull out some good stuff and some things you got to do better. And there's a lot of good stuff from that Xavier game on both ends of the floor, but there was also some mistakes made, especially defensively the second half, that we can clean up. It was good to see us have a complete game. It's been a while since we played a pretty complete 40 minutes. They're offensively, they got a lot of guys that can score. Primo Sears is, one of the best mid-range players in our conference, maybe in the country. He gets to his spots and rises up and shoots it. It hasn't really mattered who he's played. So we've got to try to slow him down. They're physical inside and very physical on the offensive glass. And they've played pretty much, with a couple of exceptions, 30, 35 minutes of pretty good basketball in a lot of games. They just haven't been able to put 40 minutes together, and they did the best job of that against DePaul, and then they backed it up with a really good game, a game they led throughout the second half against St. John's in the Garden. So, Coach Ewing's got them playing their best basketball of the season, and we have to go there with the mindset of doing what we do and making sure we do it well.
With that kind of a log jam atop of the standings, you kind of tell your guys, hey, it's still there for the taking, plenty of time to take this.
Yeah, we put ourselves in a position where, at least it's somewhat in our control. But you got to win games, and you have to win road games, and that's what we haven't done so far. We've just had the one win at Butler, and granted we played 3 very difficult road games, but we're going to have to take care of business on the road if we still want to be talking about a conference title in late February and early March.
I know that Coach Miller and Xavier was super complimentary on just the defensive effort that the team made. What kind of step do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to defend teams that are middle of the road offensively. It's another thing to defend an elite offensive team like Xavier the way that we did. And, it takes everybody to do their job for that to happen. And certainly Trey Alexander and then especially R2 when we made the switch to him on Sule Boom. They both did a terrific job. And then, Kalkbrenner was Kalkbrenner at the rim. He picked his spots, when to go after blocks. He changed a lot of shots. For every one he blocked, he changed that many. So we put it together pretty well. We got to shooters for the most part. We ran some of their shooters off the line and turned them into mid-range shooters, which we wanted to do. So it was a step forward because it's the best we've played against an elite offensive team on the defensive end.
On a similar note, I know Trey is the guy you like to put on the other team's best perimeter player on most nights. How much did the other night maybe change what you do going forward, and how much you maybe trust R2?
Well, it was certainly R2's best defensive game of his career, which was good to see. What he's capable of when he's really locked in, and he was terrific. It kind of just depends. Some good guards you need quickness. Some good guards you need length. We started R2 on Jordan Hawkins, if you go back to the UConn game at UConn, and he was there on a couple of the first play, but Hawkins just rose up over him and shot. So, there's a guy that even if you're there, if you're not long enough, it doesn't make any difference. So it's going to depend on who the matchup is, but I think what this does, it gives, besides giving us confidence in R2's ability to defend, it gives him confidence in what he's capable of if he's really locked in.
Your efficiency at the rim, most of your guys not named Ryan Conkler has kind of skyrocketed this last 9 games since he got back. Does his gravity have an impact on that end of the floor? I know you usually point that to the guards and the guys who are on the perimeter, but does he have the ability to open up the lane for people to attack certain sides of the game?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. I think every coach hates when we get that little flip-up dunk. Well, if you're not going to give up the flip-up dunk, you've got to get back to Call quickly or get back to Fred quickly. And when you do that, you open up a lane to the baskets. It's hard to get back to him and still make a play on the ball. So at times I think they get worried about that. And he's become so aggressive with his rolls. He's quickly getting to the basket out of the ball screen and putting pressure on that rim. And sometimes the pressure on the rim results in a shot for him, but oftentimes it results in something for one of his teammates.
In no disrespect, but is he maybe the most impactful player in terms of what he can do on both ends of the floor without the ball in his hands? Maybe close to Doug, if not on the same level as Doug. I know you're smiling, but without the ball in his hands, it seems like he has quite an impact on how everything else goes on the floor.
Did you really just say Doug impacted things defensively?
Well,
I must have missed that day. No, seriously. Doug was terrific off the ball. Like his movement and his cutting moved the defense. And a lot of times he ended up with the ball in his hands in college, but even in the NBA, his movement really makes the defense adjust, and now your teammates can do some things as a result of that. And I think Ryan's ability to run the floor and get that deep seal in transition, roll hard to the rim, you have to account for it. And if you don't account for it, then we're going to get something really easy. But in terms of a player impacting what happens at the rim on both ends of the floor, I've never coached anybody that's able to do it as good as he is.
How much confidence does that give you moving forward with defensive assignments and similar?
Yeah, I'm just confident in my ability defensively and our ability as a team. It's a team effort to stop a guy like that. Had a lot of help, had a lot of guys showing help, and you obviously have Cog down there. So, I think we're just super confident in us as a team defending and our scouts and our schemes for certain teams. So we're confident in that, and we're confident going forward.
Did you have any reps in practice on Sule's actions before the game?
Yeah, I had a couple. Like, we switch out, and if Trey's not in, I guarded him a couple. So I definitely had a couple, but not too many.
So I guess a lot of what we saw on Saturday was mainly film study, I assume?
Yeah, film study and pretty much film study and just kind of me being a point guard and being aware of what they run and some of their actions, and just trying to make it tough on them, get over screens. They run a lot of ball screen actions, so just trying to get over those, make it tough.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in high school it felt like you fit that bulldog prototype of a guy who plays with pace offensively but likes to get in people's jerseys on defense. Did you kind of harness a little bit of that on Saturday? Was that a little bit of what we saw? Just playing fast on offense, wearing them down that way, and then just competing on the defensive end?
Yeah, definitely. At Montverde, I was kind of a defensive guy. I used to come off the bench. That was my role, kind of guard the better players and just make it tough on them, get into them, speed them up. So definitely taking roles that I've played in the past years, past positions, and just bringing them here and trying to be a complete player. So, yeah.
What stands out about it?
Man, I don't know. They're a good team. They got a bunch of good players. We know they've been having some guys play at a really high level right now. They can make tough shots. They're real talented, real athletic. They play hard, so it's always tough no matter who you're playing in the Big East, regardless of record. It's tough, and it's going to be a dogfight in there, and we're looking forward to it.
They like to erase a lot of shots. They're very aggressive defensively.
Yeah.
Like, how much is that discipline, in using pass fakes and shot fakes and things like that to get them off their feet going to be key to the offensive side of the floor?
Yeah, it's going to be super important. We drill it every day. We drill it every day. So, it's so important. We're going to work on it today and tomorrow in the practice gym. And, that'll be another key to winning on Saturday or on what day? Wednesday? Yeah, on Wednesday. So whatever.
Ryan, did you feel like Saturday after the Xavier was like the most just kind of competitive
Yeah, I would say so. I think so. Yeah, we played a full 40 minutes from start to finish. They had their little run, and we were able to kind of fight back and make our run again and push it back out to 20. So I definitely think that was a good game for us in terms of facing some adversity and having to fight and push the lead back out. And we're going to look forward to keep doing that for the rest of the year.
On a similar note, not just playing a full 40 minutes, but to play the 40 minutes that you guys play, how sustainable did that feel, especially after doing it against a team like that?
You said like play the full 40 minutes.
40 minutes the way y'all did. How sustainable does that feel?
I think it's sustainable. I think you could kind of see it. We're trending upward right now. We're starting to gel. We're starting to really find our stride, playing good basketball, offensive end and defensive end, figuring out ways to win when maybe we're not shooting the best. And we're just figuring it out on the fly. And I think that's a characteristic of a great team when you could figure out ways to win when certain things aren't going your way. So I think we're definitely hitting our stride, and a full 40 minutes is definitely sustainable.
What have you thought of the bench production in recent weeks?
I think it's been good. They've been doing a great job all year. It might not always show up on the stat sheet in terms of points or whatever it may be, but they have an impact on the game in positive ways. A lot of time they come in, they know what they're supposed to be doing. They don't really make mistakes offensively, and they're very, very solid for us. So I think they've been doing a great job of that, and they're even starting to put some points on the board right now too. So that's always a plus.
I've asked this a few times this year, so I apologize for being redundant. But, does Ryan's gravity change the opposite side of the floor for the playmakers? Like when he's on one side, when he's in one seam, do you sense that the other seam is more open than it is when he's off the floor? Do you sense that you guys can attack and finish more easily at the rim when he's doing what he needs to do on a certain side of the floor?
Yeah, 100%. It's a part of our offense. We always talk about our flip-ups here, and that's a big part of it, and he's finishing those at a high rate. So teams are super aware of that, and they're making an effort to take that away. So when you take that away, you either got to give up a layup at the rim or probably a kick-out three. So, I mean, you just got to pick your poison, and obviously it's great when you have a guy like Ryan who just draws so much attention. So, yeah.
Ryan, I know you guys always celebrate
Yeah.
the dance bathroom. How did that kind of start? You saw the idea?
Man, when did it start? I don't know. It probably started a long time ago, but you're talking about the dancing, right?
Yeah, like after you guys get
I don't know. I think that's been here for a while. They've been doing it for a long time, but we're just continuing this tradition. Media guys doing a great job of making it known when we win, we dance. So, I mean, it's just a fun thing for us, and we're having a lot of fun with it.
Whose dance moves crack you the most?
Ah, man. I'm going to go with Xander had some funny ones the last game. Xander, Art, those two right there, yeah.
How do you guys decide who dances?
I don't know. It's kind of a thing after the game. If you had a good game or if you haven't danced in a while, that's pretty much how it works. So, yeah.
I know you guys try to get off the dance.
Try to get who? Huss? Yeah, Huss is lame, man. He's not trying to have no fun with us. So, nah, I'm playing. That's my guy. But, yeah, we're going to try and get some of the coaches in, do some fun stuff. So, right, we're just having a fun time with it and trying to win games and have a lot of fun. So, it's been good.